What up? What up? What up, y'all? I'm gonna just hit you with a simple fly Eagles fly for the moment. I don't know how things gonna feel in 10 to 15 minutes, but we here. You know what I'm saying? Philadelphia Eagles versus Buffalo Bills pregame show. Game in Philly. You know what I'm saying? We all decked out, ready. You know, I got that Eric Allen. Just throw the shoulder down there for y'all. You can't see it like that. Hold on. Everything backwards, so you know. Oh, there we go. Throw that 21 down there for you. I tried to grab the wrong shoulder. I forgot it's backwards. But yeah, man. We in the building. You know what I'm saying? Diva with the big old school eagle across the chest plate. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
DV
Mitchell and
with
Ness
the
on top of
you
that.
already know. Yeah. I
Yo,
ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. It's been
Mitchell and
funny. I
Ness
ain't gonna
out
do
this
all that.
mud. Y'all see
Yeah,
that?
I ain't gonna do all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
DV got that slick number two. You know,
Yeah,
big
man. I'm
play number
hoping.
two.
Hopefully, my man have a big day today, man. You know, we are going
We
to
hope
get
so.
somebody that likes to share the ball, so hopefully he has a
Right,
good
right.
day.
So it's going everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be trying to run it. I mean, he likes to get a team the ball too. So hopefully he continues to do what he normally does. All right. So we're gonna go to the comments because we're gonna just start calling him in the building.
Unk
Yeah, that's
Hey
already.
right.
yo, what up, yo? What up, All right, then Jinx in the building
Jinx,
too. Jinx
what's going
says,
on?
yo,
What up, Jink?
what up, Jinx? All right, then Tavis in the building. Tavis says,
Uncle Stu.
Uncle
Uncle
Stu. Everybody know
Stu.
Yeah,
Unc.
he everybody uncle, man. What's
Yeah,
good,
man.
man?
And then he
What's
says, "What's
good,
good?
Travis?
What's good, Tavis?" And then, before we even can get to it, why you gotta do this? He says, "We got a
That's
problem,
what he
man."
does. That's what he
Yeah.
does. We can't even like, reel him in.
Get
He
into
already
it
he,
then.
he already just court the fish
He already
already.
ready. Yeah, he already ready. It's all good. Hey, since done threw it out there anyway, we might as well start with that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Lane Johnson is out for the game. So what we're gonna be doing at that spot?
So me and Diva was already talking about it before we even got on. Jack Driscoll, our rook, might be in
Okay.
that slot. They're gonna attack the hell out of that because Cam Jurgens can't hold it down by itself on that side. They're gonna attack that side because they got a pass rusher that's going to just continue to bring that pressure until he gets to Jalen Hurts done. I don't want Jalen Hurts to be scrambling and everything. So this is why we have to utilize the run more. And we probably only got to run to one side unless we have that extra blocker installed. That's the only thing that can happen.
Or Tyler Steen. I mean, Tyler Steen played pretty good the last few times he was in there. So hopefully he can hold it down. But I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Man, honestly,
Just hope for the best.
honestly, I would put Jurgens. I would put Jurgens at tackle, and I would put Steen at guard. That's what I would do. I would put Jurgens at tackle and Steen at guard because Steen didn't
Hmm.
play solid. Put him beside Jurgens. He between Jurgens and Jason Kelsey. I mean, it's not gonna be the strongest side. Like let's just be real. It's not gonna be the same as if you got Lane in there. But
Lane,
I
right.
Right.
feel like that's a better way to kind of counteract that than going with Jack Driscoll. And I don't have nothing against Jack Driscoll, but there's a reason why he's
Mhm.
been here since like 2020. And you know what I'm saying? We don't even really talk about him even at spot duty at right tackle. You feel me? So just
Right.
saying.
I'm
I
just
respect Tyler Steen.
and I was just saying too that you're rather be safe than sorry. It's probably a precaution thing. If he's feeling
Yeah.
discomfort in his groin, then you want him to be get better, have that extra week, and to be able to face the pass rush of the 49ers. So I understand why they did it, but it doesn't sit well right now. How I look on it in the game might be totally different.
Real. So Unc says we don't do well with our lane. I would rather see Steen play right tackle. Well, see, the only thing
Me too.
Unc is the young boy, the young boy only been playing guard. That's all he's been playing. That's all he's been practicing. So are you going to take a rookie and put him in at tackle when he's only been practicing at guard? Or are you going to take the dude Jurgens, who's been there as more of a vet, probably has had more time to be trained on other positions, and let him play the tackle? So I knew you was going to say this, Unc. I was ready for this one. So Unc says he has more experience to tackle from college. Cam Johnson is more Jurgens is more of an interior lineman. This ain't college, don't Unc. That don't always translate. This is stronger, bigger, faster guys. So for me, I would rather have a guy who's been in the league, who's had the experience, who's had the opportunity to at least play some of that in practice, see how it goes, understand how the line works better, to be the guy to play that position. If you feel like what he's done in college at playing both of them is good enough for him to be the tackle, then hey, they may try it. In my belief, that's not going to work. And when it doesn't, then we're going to have to make a change. Either we're going to have to go with Driscoll, or we're going to have to make some moves. Like I said, I'd rather have a rookie play where he's been practicing in the NFL. But I mean, if that's how you feel, the only thing is we're saying basically the same thing, just who we may want in the position. We don't want to see Driscoll if we don't have to. That's what everybody's saying.
Right.
So Fly Eagles Fly 23, what up? He says Cowboys, Giants, and Bills fans are happy that Lane Johnson is injured. They're happy about everything. They were mad when we won. But before we get any further, shout out to my boy Wyatt for joining us.
Wyatt!
What up, Wyatt?
What's going on? Sorry for being late. Trying to get home in time.
All right.
Also, I want to say before we go any further, because threw us off, because you know how we coming. But thank you, Green Bay Packers. I must say thank you to the Green Bay Packers. We appreciate a little bit of breathing room. Now we can lose a game and not feel as bad because the Green Bay Packers went out on Thanksgiving and gave us an early Christmas present and gave me a second birthday present and beat the Detroit Lions. So shout out to the Green Bay Packers. Shout out to Jordan Ain't No Love in the City. Still ain't good, but thank you for what you did. You know what I'm saying? Then Benny says,
next man up mentality.
Next man up mentality, just run the ball more.
Man, listen, they're not gonna listen about running the ball, y'all. They're not. It's not.
Man. So
I guarantee y'all. Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead, man. I'll come back.
I guarantee you they're gonna start the game off passing the ball because of the concussions of the DBs. And then they're gonna try to test out Rasul Douglas. That's exactly what's going to happen. Micah Hyde got a stinger in his neck, so he probably won't be 100% either. So they're going to try to get AJ Brown rolling. They're not even going to think about running until probably like the second quarter. We're going to be frustrated. I'm letting you know that now.
Yeah. As soon as I saw being out, I knew we weren't going to run.
I'm not about to. We weren't going to run if he was there. Let's be honest. I was telling them last night, bro. Everybody's like, nah, we need to run the ball more. We need to do this. I said, we need to. But it's 10 games into the season and we're not. You know what that means? We are who we are.
We're not.
They're not going to come out all of a sudden and say, hey, guys, I had a revelation. Let's run the ball 20, 25 times a game. No, these players are going to keep doing what they're doing. And winning games is great. But the more we win these close games against teams that we should blow out some of them, right? The more that they feel vindicated in this terrible play calling. I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing we can really do about it. You can be frustrated. I am too. But we're just not gonna run the ball. I don't understand why. We used to be predicated on the run. We used to be run first. Even when and the thing is, it's not even about AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. When we had Jalen Trash Rieger on one side, you know what I'm saying, and Devontae Smith as a rookie on the other side, they still want to throw the ball too much. That's just what the silly Nicky type pants like to do. About to make me go back to calling him silly Sirianni. But I digress. Wyatt, you just hopped in. We were talking about Lane Johnson missing the game and different thoughts on who could replace him and what should we do now that he's out.
Yeah, I mean, who did they announce was going to be in for him? Was it Jack
Driscoll or Steen?
Jack Driscoll. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see him using Driscoll over Steen just because they've been having Steen there at the right guard position when Cam Jurgens was out. Man, Jack Driscoll, he didn't look great in the time we did see him this season. So hopefully maybe they've been having him working on that for the past couple of weeks since we actually got to see him in game time action. I don't know. It seemed like Lane wanted to go, like they want him to go, but I'm sure he probably had the possibility to go, but with the 49ers game coming up next week and everything, they're probably holding him out for precautionary reasons because that's going to be a huge matchup, compared to this Bills. I don't know, man. It's like, do you go with Tyler Steen, who's the more inexperienced out of them all, or you go Jack Driscoll, who's been in the league for a while and who's very wishy-washy. We know kind of who he is. But, I mean, you have Stoutland University over there in Philly, so I don't know. You got to have some sort of trust in him if Stoutland believes in this dude. It sucks, though, because the small amount that we were already going to run probably got cut in half, like we're already mentioning. So, I mean, and it's all going to be up to, can Brian Johnson call the plays to stop the blitz? That's going to be happening. We saw what happened when they were bringing the blitz in that Chiefs game, and we weren't able to figure anything out for 3 of the 4 quarters pretty much. So, I mean, they're going to have to figure out how to get the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands very fast. And I don't want to see screen after screen after screen. You got to come up with something more creative than that.
But that's what Nick Sirianni, he's comfortable with that. He's very comfortable with doing a screen because he, like, as you can see, that's another run. And just that, he
counts as a run.
Full only on that damn mic. And I'll be sitting there so pissed off because I'm like, yo, for him to sit up there and say Brian Johnson didn't really do too much different than what we were doing last year, that's stupid. That's stupid talk. We ran the ball way more. We ran the ball way more than we did last year. So I don't want to hear none of that. By time now, I think Miles Sanders was almost like 800 yards, something like that, last year. So that's what I'm saying, that you got to make it make sense. It doesn't look the same. It can't look the same if you got us doing screen passes to 80-year-old Julio Jones. That you can't really, like, get any yards from him. He's a red zone type guy. Or if you need that short, if you don't want to do the tush push or whatever, then you could do a little short yards to him, just like we did the touchdown when everybody was happy that he scored a touchdown. He's not one of those guys anymore that can, do yards after catch or beat you down the field. We already know that. Now, the real question
that's what the key is here for. That's not what Julio here for.
But that's where I'm going with it, though. How much Quez Watkins do we see today?
None.
No, we all don't want to see him. We don't want to see him at all. But I know Nick, and Nick will be like, come on, Quez, open the field up. At least get our guys rolling. And then if you're open, then you might have a shot.
It's totally something they would do, though.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
That's definitely something I could see them trying to pull off.
Yeah, especially as all of us are saying that they're not going to run the ball as much. Yeah, they're going to sit up there and try to throw the ball. Yeah, Quez is going to be in it. He's going to
hate it. I don't want to see any of these QB draws too. Leave the QB draws out. Leave them at home.
Yeah.
Leave Quez at home too.
Yeah, leave Quez at home.
No, Quez going to be there. He's going to be hype. Number 16.
Well, he ain't flying. Listen, he ain't gonna catch no ball with his weak self. That boy weak. That boy is weak.
And it's drizzling here too. So yeah.
That boy weak, and he ain't played in forever. Oh man, bye. Don't throw it to that boy. He is. And I hope Jalen do just like he did that last time when Quez come off
for putting him on the field.
Well, listen.
Look away. So E Money says, "Hey Eagles talk." E Money also says, "Go Birds." E Money says, and I love this. I love when we do this.
45 17,
Eagles 45.
I would be ecstatic if that happened.
I wish. That's what's supposed to happen.
I don't know about all that.
But that ain't what we've been doing.
Now Lane Johnson out.
That's definitely what we've been doing with
even without Lane Johnson. Even with Lane
Johnson. Hey, but if we do, E-Money, if it's a blowout, E-Money, you need to make sure you turn in the Eagles Elite, because I'm gonna be giving you lots of love on Wednesday if it does happen.
But you know why it's not? Because we don't run the ball. That's why it's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna happen because we don't run the ball enough. That's just not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a
trouble just controlling
like in the second half, and we have no choice but to run the ball. Maybe it'll happen.
Hopefully, we just have trouble controlling the time of possession for some reason, and then these situational
ever since the cheese steak monster was there, we had trouble with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no. I mean, even compared to last year, there's just no flow to the offense. There's just no consistency.
Yeah,
I can't trust Driscoll against Ed Oliver and Von Miller, which I agree with. Why you gotta say this? You breaking my heart. Says we might need to speed up Quez in this game.
He can run, but can that dude catch?
Yeah.
But you gotta get that. So, but for Yak to work, it's got to be the catch part. The catch part is a big part of Yak. That's the part that we got.
I'm saying Unc is drinking Yak. I'm not saying nothing about.
Oh, he's drinking Yak. Yeah. That's the Yak reserve that's been around for a while. Got the extra potency. Yeah.
But you know, that's the kind of stuff today. That's the exact kind of thing, though, that Sirianni is thinking, though. We need Quez's speed in this game. We need to get him to get open so we take the top off defense. Like, I don't know.
Now my question
is taken from him and all that.
I think it's going to be a lot more that those 2 running back sets too. I think it's going to be a lot more of that.
I did like that.
Yeah, it's some form of creativity.
You got your extra pass block and Gainwell because that's all he does well.
Right.
And then you got. And then you got the running back who basically an option, whereas though he's catching it out the backfield and running, or he's doing a little quick slant in the middle of the field to attack the linebackers. So that's basically what we probably going to go with. It'd be the safest bet for the
Brian Johnson. Can I give you one piece of advice, Brian Johnson? There's a play from the iPhone that I want you to run. It's called halfback wheel. What it is you fake the ball to your halfback and you allow him to run down the sideline. 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to run with him, or it's going to be like a linebacker, the slowest linebacker, or their safety that really can't cover. You know what I'm saying? And then we throw him the ball and let him use the legs and his ability to run to make a big play. So, Brian Johnson, can you add that to your playbook? Please. No. I would like to see that. Yeah. I know you want, but you can't say nobody asked. And I liked how I got like 40 likes on the press conference. So I was like, can we run the ball more? Please run the ball more. I'm not the only one that feels like we should run the ball more. Like, we sick of this, man. Run the ball. Lane Johnson's out. That does suck. But that doesn't mean we don't run the ball. We got a whole other side of the line, and you got to run. Put the extra running back, like DV talking about, put Gainwell and his sorry block himself on that side. Let him be an extra sorry blocker. Maybe if we promise him some carries that we don't give him, he'll block harder. And let's get Swift out of
there. Last game, the Chiefs was averaging or giving up 4.6 yards per carry. Now the Bills is giving up 4.4. They're 25th in the league, top for 25th. I think that we need to utilize the run a lot and not just focus on, attacking the pass. That hurt us against the Bills. So,
yeah, and without Milton Williams there, it's going to cause some issues as well. Losing some depth in that line.
Yeah,
Milton Williams been balling. Like, he's been underrated. Like,
it is. He's been a dog. He's been a dog all season. Like, things that's not on the stat sheet he's doing, man. If you really looking inside the game, he's been a dog all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just concussion protocol. So hopefully we can get him back here next week.
Oh, we need him next week. We need everybody back. All hands on deck next week.
Yep. I want Brock Purdy to witness what he witnessed in the playoffs.
We want him
probably not get hurt. Don't want him to get hurt, but I want him to know that.
No, please don't let him get hurt. Oh, my gosh, if he get hurt, those guys are gonna lose their minds and want to cry and die.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna be the excuse. Oh, we only beat him because y'all knocked him out again. Okay, but he played, right?
Listen, all I got to say is y'all better protect him from Hassan Reddick, because when he get in there, honey, he is laser focused on the quarterback. He's trying to get out the quarterback every play. So you better have an answer for Reddick.
And he's gonna want to protect home. He's gonna want to protect home, and I just can't wait for this game because I want to see how many sacks he could get on Josh Allen. Because they keep saying that his the offensive line is not giving up no sacks, since this 1 game winning streak. But still, at the end of the day, I think that Hassan Reddick and Sweat, especially, causing a lot of QB pressures. I think it's just bound to happen. at the end of the day. And then with our linebackers, the best thing they can do is tackle. So if they tackling, if he does step up in the pocket, they should be right there covered in holes. If not, then it's going to be a long game. It's going to be a long game.
Linebackers play better because they ain't been playing like they should, man.
No, they tackle great. They tackle great. The problem is coverage. That's the problem. And this is why Sean Desai's running 3 safety sets.
Amen.
That's exactly why he's doing
the problem.
And then you got Reed Blankenship and Sidney Brown in the backfield, and then you push Byard up because he knows how to do that. He's more experienced. So that's why it's like that. But that's and for Sean Desai to know that, Jonathan Gannon wouldn't have did that. He'd have been like, no, man, look, just stay back there. Stay back there in the outfield.
Jonathan Gannon would have been like, everybody just play 5 yards off. Duh.
Yeah, he played a no batter defense. That's what he did.
I'm just gonna make sure you don't give up a big play. It doesn't matter if they go 10 plays down the field, never touch to score a touchdown. As long as you got a big play, that's what Jonathan
Ben, don't break.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to. I feel like we're gonna have some form of spy on Allen though. The way he runs, he runs more than their damn running backs.
Yeah, did y'all see? Last game against the Chiefs, that it was like a couple plays, but it was one play in particular. Hassan Reddick was in the middle, and he looked like that he was going blitz, but he ended up just following the eyes and the movement of Patrick Mahomes. I think they need to utilize that a lot more on quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
And you got this other guy that you can put in the same position that he was in that can still do similar things by the name of Nolan Smith. I know we're the only ones that know he's on the team because apparently Desai don't know, but you might want to put him in some too.
I mean, we thought we was gonna see him last week, but
psych.
I mean, that's another pass rusher. I
believe that's more Nick Sirianni because Nick Sirianni, that was his boy, and he kept saying, Derek Barnett, he one of the guys that we want on this team. He don't want to get rid of. He never wanted to get rid of him, but Harry was just like,
he's gone now.
Right,
bye-bye.
He's gone now. So now, Nolan Smith.
How many snaps? Like I think he wasn't getting even double digit percentage.
No,
maybe
8.
Nope.
So
maybe 8.
So now how does that go up? Everybody was hyped because when Derek Barnett left, they were thinking we was going to get Shaq. He was coming.
I don't know. We might get Shaq because I know Jennifer Slade said,
yeah, Jennifer did say that. Yeah,
might get Leonard, but
we might get him.
We want to see Nolan Smith this game. Period. There ain't no reason why we should not see him. We need another pass rusher, and he's a pass rusher. I'm not understanding. Like it makes no sense. When he was on the field, he was effective. We need him on that field.
Yeah. But I don't need him in coverage.
Right, so we got a few
more
comments here, y'all. True, no, we don't want him in coverage. We got a few more comments here. So Stu says, Unc says, why are we not using Julio in the red zone? 50-50 balls in the end zone to him would be killer. Definitely. Or first downs. Like if you got a second or third down play, maybe 3, 4, 5 yards, and you just need somebody to catch the ball, that's when you give it to him. If he gets a couple of yards after the catch, cool, but we're not expecting it. That's just a bonus. You know what I'm saying? Then Tavis says, Stu, let's hope he can catch it. I was on Quez when he was in Southern Mississippi. Hey, I thought Quez was going to be good, but Quez played me. But that's okay. It happens. Yeah. If he catch it, I'll be elated, but I just don't trust him. And then Tavis also says Reddick is on the left and San Francisco's weakness on the O-line is the right.
Yeah, so Sweat going to eat.
Sweat going to be eating.
And then Tavis says facts king. You know what I'm saying?
So the Julio
it's Jones thing is going on. Go ahead, King.
The Julio Jones thing is going to come. I think that's going to be one thing that's going to be in the back pocket right now. I'm just happy that we got the red zone thing going in the we're progressing. We were almost dead last in the league. Now we're like 12, 13 in the league in red zone percentage. So this is great that he fixed that at least. But it's between the 20s that we got to worry about. If I see Julio Jones in between the 20s and he's basically sitting up there lined up to try to catch a damn swing pass or something like that so he could get blocks and everything, I'm going to throw my remote at the TV.
That should definitely be AJ. I don't want Smitty back there because he can't break tackles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They need to be AJ or they need to be Swift. They need to be somebody that's got the physicality that can break tackles. There's nothing against Devontae Smith. Love him. Smitty's nice, but he's not the guy you want breaking tackles. If you expect that,
Smitty ain't got the body for that, man.
Nah, yeah. If you expect that, you're a clown. So let's not even put him in those positions. And don't have him blocking in those either, yo. I remember like one game, I can't remember if it was this year or last year. They tried to throw a screen to AJ and they had Smitty blocking, bro. Smitty tackled AJ because the dude threw Smitty to AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, let's not do that ever again. Let's take that play completely out of play, but that's horrible. That's a poor usage of a guy that has talents, but that's just not one of them. You could end around with Smitty. You know what I'm saying? He fast.
The one good block that Smitty had
was that touchdown.
Nope. That Quez he ran out of bounds.
He kept going straight. Or he should have cut in.
That was a great block by Smitty and Alameda, and he just ran out of bounds. He's like, no, don't touch me.
Quez actually got pushed out of bounds with his weak self. He got pushed out of bounds because he's weak.
The wind pushed him out of bounds.
The wind blew the wrong way.
The wind pushed him out of bounds. Somebody said, and it blew him out of bounds.
That boy weak.
And Smitty got quarterback. Smitty attacked the ball and all that, but Quez don't do none of that. Quez be like, unless you put the ball right in my hands and I'm wide open, I don't want it.
No, yeah. He remind me
Quez is a faster Todd Pinkston.
Quez remind me of Deshaun Jackson. Like it's got to be in the middle of the field.
With Todd Pinkston hands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's Todd Pinkston.
You got to add Todd Pinkston's hands. I agree. You got to add Todd Pinkston's hands into the situation because Todd Pinkston had them questionable hands too. Him and
when Todd Pinkston said, "Man, the light was in my eye. That's why I couldn't catch it." I'm like, "This is a Super Bowl."
Nelson Trashalar.
Yeah, Nelson Aguilar.
Unlike Aguilar.
What I tell you,
Nelson Trashalar. That's another one. Make you want to jump through the TV and punch him in the face.
If we go offense, 11 set, do we see Albert O today? Says Calcaterra is a scratch.
Possibly. I was surprised we didn't see him a little bit last week.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
that's
man. I don't think they want Albert on that field, bro. I don't know why we traded for him if we're not gonna play him, but I don't feel like they want him on the field because why he ain't see no action? You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even talking about a lot. I'm just saying a little bit of action. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's get him in for some plays. Let's see if he can make a catch. We're not seeing him on the field.
Yeah. It's worse than the Penny situation.
So why you trade for the dude? Why is he taking up why you trade for him? Why you taking up a roster spot to have him active? You might as well put Penny out there. If you ain't gonna,
we don't want him out there either.
They don't want none of the people. They don't want people that Howie brought in to help the team. No. Howie bring the people, and Nick's over there with his tight pants on. Like, nah. We can't have him. He's not my guy. He can't. He's from somewhere else. He's from Denver.
But if Howie's going to make these trades,
he's from Seattle. We don't want that.
Then I'm not. Well, so is Deshaun. Deshaun's from Seattle as well. But I'm just saying, why are you letting Howie go make these trades, but you're not using the people that he's trading for? Like it don't even make sense. If it was me, why is Howie allowing you to not use these people? Why isn't Howie pulling you off? So let me talk to you for a minute. Nikki, I'm about to say.
Come here, Nikki type pants. Let me talk to you. You need to get these dudes in this game and let's see what we got because you're winning, but it needs to look better. And see, here's the problem with Nick Sirianni, right? And he says this at every press conference if you listen. He says, I think everything's fine because we're winning. In the words of my boy Snowman, you fool! That's all I can say to that.
Well, Brian Johnson does especially it starts at training camp, and then throughout the week, as the season progresses, he has to come to Nick Sirianni to make that final decision. It's almost like the president of the United States when Secretary of State comes and be like, hey, this is happening. All right, well, that person don't need to see the field. How did Penny do this week? Oh no, I don't think he's ready. all right, well, it's Brian Johnson's scheme, man. It's Brian Johnson's scheme that he doesn't fit at the end of the day. And as crazy as
these
that,
guys if it doesn't
because
fit.
how's
Here's the thing, man.
Howie
Give him a
thinking?
chance in the scheme, though. You didn't even give him
Right,
a
but
chance.
Howie is thinking that, okay, we don't know if this guy, Gainwell, we don't know if Gainwell is the guy. So let's bring in 2 running backs, see what happens. We still had, I forgot his name. We still had him, dude with the dress. No, the dude with the dress, Trey Sermon. Yeah, we still had him. Yeah, we should have. But it was good to see until you figured Rashad Penny's not a good blocker. Rashad Penny can only run north and south. He can't bounce it outside until he's in open field. And he probably wasn't really good at following blocks because he was rusty because he was injured. So now you got to go with Gainwell. You got to go with a guy like Gainwell. But at the same time, I'm sitting there like, we had opportunity to buy somebody else or get somebody else, not buy somebody else, but get somebody else. We could have traded for somebody. We could have picked up somebody. But no, they wanted to stick with Gainwell at RB2. And now, everybody say run the ball. But, I'm on record saying that I don't want to, put Swift in a situation where something can happen because he's our best bet. You need that 1-2 punch. And if you're not giving Gainwell those carries, because last game, I think he had like 2, maybe 3 carries. If you're not giving him those carries, then like, what are we doing? We gotta stick to our niche, and that's running the ball, play inside out on both sides of the ball.
Well, we do have a guy named Boston Scott, that can run the ball on the outside as well. But I feel like Rashard Penny to me is the LeGarrette Blount that we had. So we had a Jahi Ajayi, and then we had LeGarrette Blount. So we used Blount when we want to run down south and get those plays in. So that's how you should be using them. It should be Swift and Penny, and you use it like that interchangeably. That's how we won a Super Bowl. Somebody make it make sense here. Somebody make it make sense.
You could switch up the play at the line to throw it like a screen or something to Swift if you want to. You can check out of the play that you called, but like it's so weird. Like you're right. I think Penny would be a great complimentary back to Swift if they wanted to use him correctly, but it's just so weird going from like training camp where we're having Swift and Penny sharing like first team reps or like some of the top reps, and then Penny's just non-existent throughout the whole season. It's like try to utilize, like it's different if you are utilize them and then they don't work out, and then you can like put them on practice squad or make them inactive for the game. But we're barely seeing any of these players at all. We've only seen Penny a couple times. We haven't seen a damn thing from Alberto in any of these game situations. It seems so. It's like you got to give them some opportunity to show you what they can do other than just practice. Like, you're not going to be able to just judge everything off of practice.
Right. I mean, because we judging Quez Watkins off of practice. And we judging Gainwell off of practice. What about everybody else? But my thing is, like, you need to use Penny because the last game he did play, he played well. Like, he really played well, and he picked up those yards because he's a big back, so it takes a lot to take him down. Why not use him?
And also, we know he runs north-south, right? We know that's his thing. No doubt about that. King DV is 1,000% correct on that. So why not a crazy thing? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person that thought about this crazy thing. Why not institute some plays, some sets where you can use a guy like that? Crazy. I know revolutionary.
We're using specifically in red zone.
I know it's unheard of.
You need to.
Exactly, in the red zone is where he needs to be used.
Goal line. This is jumbo packs, goal line set.
Yes.
Jumbo set.
And let him run that mug down their throats into the end. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Swift having like 14 carries a game, and then Boston and Gainwell got like 4 combined, and then you have Jalen run 12 times a game. And it was like, why are we running Jalen 12 times when you have
we could cut back on some push pushes if we would use the big back?
Yeah.
Why we not run the ball high for him up the middle and let him fall for a yard? Come on now.
What I'm saying is it's very simple. It's getting cold. Nobody will want to tackle somebody like a Penny. Nobody, especially if he's healthy. Nobody's going to want to tackle him.
Nope.
It's going to sting. It's going to hurt.
Right.
Go ahead.
on Birds Deep, they used to. We had one of the guys. He always talked about, they got to be saving Penny for later in the season. Blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, they're not saving him. It's coming in week 11. They're not even putting him in the game. They're not saving it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They grabbed him and they don't even want to use him, bro. They're not saving him. They should be using him. And my thing is, he may be out of shape because he was hurt. He may not understand everything, but you can't tell me you can't put some plays in place that this man don't understand and let him run the ball up the that blame middle of the field. You got this gap, you got that gap, or you got this gap. Whichever gap you see, you hit for it. This is your first gap. If that's not there, you read off of that one to which one you should go to and get in the end zone. Get the first down. Come on, man.
That's
you got Jalen Hurts doing it, but you don't want to put Penny back there to take some of the strain off of Jalen Hurts, so we ain't got to worry about quarterback getting hurt.
Right.
Because the coaches don't understand the run game. Now, I guarantee if that was Steichens, he would have been and used Rashard Penny. I guarantee you he would have. Like, they don't understand how to use the run game and how effective it is and how to use their runners. They don't. You can tell that because they keep using Swift when they could use Boston Scott in some of those instances. You barely see Boston Scott. So they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand.
Knew how to actually rotate the backs. We weren't going whole quarters without seeing Swift. Without seeing like Sanders or whatever last year. Like it seems like Swift disappears the second quarter of every single game. Like we get him a couple rushes in that first quarter, and then the second he disappears, and then we see him a little bit through 3 and then 4. We utilize him even more. So it's like it seems like they specifically have a plan in place for how they want to use Swift, and they're not diverging off of that at all. Which is like you kind of got to go with the flow of the game that you're playing. You can't just set everything in stone and then just go off of that every single game. You have to adjust to the opponent that you're playing. And it doesn't seem like they're able to do that. Desai is able to do that on defense in the second half of games. We're not able to do that in the first half. And then Brian Johnson, people want to say that he's improving through each game, but we haven't really seen that at all.
Not with them 3 and outs we had last week.
Comments for y'all. All right, so we got a few comments here, y'all. We'll run through. All right, so says actually Reddick plays on the right, Sweat is on the left. That's how Reddick got to Purdy in the NFC Championship game. The thing is perspective. So if you're looking at the line from the defensive side of the ball, he's on the right. I mean, he's on the left.
Yeah.
And the other side's the right. So your left is matching up against the other team's right because of the perspective of being behind them. So I get what I'm saying, but looking at it all like from one side, but it's like technically 2 different sides. Then he says Nelson Rieger.
Yeah, basically.
But it gets even better, y'all. It gets even better. He says Nelson Arcega Rieger. That's even better. I love that. Last it itself.
That's great.
Unc says, we're going to see if that's true, but Unc says, all right, y'all, it's time for Unc to go smoke that gas and sip my brew. So we're going to see. I think we're going to get some else from Unc before we open. Philly in the building says, go Birds, I'm extremely nervous. What up, Philly?
I wasn't too bad until I saw Lane Johnson out, and I was like, oh, shit, what are we going to do? How's this O-line going to hold up?
I'm still comfortable. It's just
I am too.
I'm nervous trusting them, the coaches. I'm not nervous trusting
having to put your trust in Brian Johnson or Sean.
Yeah, man, that's what it is. Like, what are you going to do? He gonna be like, well, I'm gonna just put Julio Jones here, and if that pass block up, then Jalen Hurts got it. No.
Hey, we're gonna throw the ball 60 times. We're gonna throw the ball with Jalen Hurts 60 times, and he's gonna run 15 times, and we'll give DeAndre Swift maybe 8 to 10 carries because he's a running back, so at least give him the ball a few times.
No.
And then we've got my favorite running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And Jalen, of those 60 passes, I need at least 15 of them to go to my favorite receiver, Quez Watkins. Hey, get out of here. Everybody in the locker room Draymond need to go to all the coaches on offense.
And put him in headlock.
And give him that coquina clutch. Like he gave Rudy Gobert. That's what they all need.
Put him in headlock. Speaking of that, he should have been a fifth member. They ain't need Randy Orton. They could have had Draymond out there last night. Get out of here, Dominic.
but the problem is, I don't think Draymond can actually take the hits because he loves to give them, but he can't.
But he can't take
them.
Yeah, he can't take them.
Yeah.
So he like the bully, but he don't like to get bullied.
He'll give you what I like to call.
Yeah, he's the bully, but he don't like to get bullied. That's for sure. He get the crime.
He the one that give one of my moves I call the undertaking, where you take your foot and you go under the other person's genitalia area.
Yeah.
That's one of Draymond's moves, the undertaking. But so guys, we gotta talk about, and lady, of course, we gotta talk about the matchups. So the Buffalo Bills offense against the Philadelphia Eagles defense. Mm-hmm. What can the Philadelphia Eagles defense do to win this matchup? We always start with our lady, then we'll go with DV Wide and then me. So Diva, what's up?
Figure out how to contain that middle, because everybody know that middle for us is weak, so they're gonna always go to the middle. Period. That's gonna be the problem. Make sure your receivers aren't 4 and 5 yards off their players. Linebackers coverage needs to be a lot better, because last game it was horrible. Now we tightened it up in the second half, but that first half, it's just like everybody didn't know who they were supposed to be covering. They were all over the field. I don't know what Reed Blankenship was doing at one point in time. Sydney got burnt a few times. That just was not a right matchup for him at all. So I hope that Desai can understand his matchups and put the correct players on the correct players to be able to stop them, especially when it comes to Josh Allen and a few of you got Stephon Diggs we got to watch out for. So our defense has to be solid. Like, we really have to be solid. We have to make sure we jamming the players at the line when time comes. And we just got to have better coverage, because our coverage in the first half has been horrible, y'all. Like, we adjust in the second half, but the first half, it's just like he don't know what to do, what's going on, who to put where. And some of the players look like they don't know where they're supposed to be. So I think that's what we got to do as far as defense.
Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick is going to get a lot of QB pressures. The middle of the line, I think Jalen Carter is going to have a huge day. I think that he can, piggyback off what he did against the Chiefs, even though I think me personally, I would be pissed off if the NFL found me for that bull crap. But that's neither here or there, right? Mm-hmm. As far as the secondary, I want them to still be able to have a good game. You know, a lot of people are saying it was luck because, the drop passes from the Chiefs, but at the same time, they've been dropping passes all year. They're number one in drop passes. So you can't hold that against us. The plays that needed to be made were made by the Eagles, So I need the secondary to actually, step it up. I need Stephon Diggs not to be able to be Stephon Diggs. I know he's dealing with a little back injury. He probably got better by now, but, he's dealing with that. He only had like 2 targets last game. Gabe Davis, can't forget about him. And we can, if anything, I'm not really too concerned as I was about the middle of the field as I was against the Chiefs, only because it's Travis Kelce. Kincaid it can hurt us too, but I'd rather him beat us than these other 2 guys outside, just to play it smart, because right now we're in the middle of the season or in the season, whereas though now this win also gives us a playoff berth, so we already know what our weaknesses is. Now the question is, after this game, do you get a guy like Shaq to, try to cover that weakness? I know we have the Kobe Dean coming back, but that middle of the field is going to be always our weakness. This is why we got to play the 3 safety sets, and that's okay. I just need Sidney Brown to get more experience back there. Yes, he's always where the ball is, but at the same time, he still makes those rookie mistakes. And, you can't have that, especially going down the stretch. And we're in the gauntlet, of, teams now, whereas though, we got the 49ers, we got the Cowboys again, we got Seattle. So it starts today. I already know we're going to be in certain sets, but I just need the secondary to gel. Kevin Byard, need you to be the guy, to lead the secondary, because right now the 2 old heads of the team and the guy I'm wearing and also James Bradbury, they don't really look too good, and I think that Josh Allen would try to attack our that left side of James Bradbury and Reed Blankenship more than the other side, which would be smart. But at the same time, I just need the secondary to show up today. I think the pass rush should be fine. It's just the secondary that I'm worried about.
Yeah, I couldn't really say it better myself. I mean, that defensive line definitely needs to get pressure more than anything. And like I said before, I feel like you're kind of going to need to have someone kind of covering Josh Allen, just kind of having that spy, kind of keeping his eye on him, because Josh Allen is going to run more than pretty much anybody we've seen so far this season, most likely, especially with the weather, how it is there in Philly. The secondary, it has been getting a little bit better. It seems like the middle isn't nearly as bad as it used to be through the first half of this season here, especially with like Bradley Roby, healthy, coming into his own, and Byard seems like he's starting to get gelled a little bit more with this defense. Yeah, I mean, the defensive line just needs to get pressure. And I feel like as long as you're getting pressure, that'll make Josh Allen make a lot of these stupid decisions and kind of force these plays that he's known to force. He's like Carson Wentz 2.0, we call him on the show. So, I mean, if you're able to put pressure on him, and he's going to make some dumb decisions, and we just have to hopefully capitalize off those decisions, which has been a kind of a bad spot for us most of the season, is we're not able to capitalize off of a turnover or something that happens to their opposing offense. I don't know. We just need to be smart, play a smart game. Unfortunately, it's another bad weather game, which sucks. We've been seeing a lot of those this year. But, you got to play the hand that you're dealt. And I believe that we're going to come out on top as long as you stick to what we've been talking about on the show. Run the ball, put pressure on their offense.
As you said, run the ball. Today is the perfect day to run the ball. It's raining.
Mm-hmm. Some of the things that have already been said, I definitely agree with. I think the spy is definitely something to look at. I don't think you sit there and say we're going to spy him the whole game. But there are situations where you do spy based on what you see. So we got a little LJ in the building. What's going on, little LJ? Appreciate you checking in with us as well. I think we have to be willing to say, make adjustments sooner. We don't want Diggs to start getting off. If he's being matched up, if he's being moved around, which I think they're going to do. If you've watched them play, Diggs is not going to play just split out wide one side. He's not just going to play in one row. He's going to move around. So the question is, do you take one cornerback and move him around with him? I would say no. And the reason I would say no is you want to give him different looks. If you take like Slade and you throw Slade on in the whole game, then after a while he figures out how he can get by Slade, what he can do to kind of, get by Slade. So I think you just kind of rotate it around a little bit. Whichever side he's on, you let him cover him. If he's in a slot, you let Roby cover him, right? If you figure out that that's not working, then you make a change. So we're going to be joined here by Tyler, guys, as well.
Up, guys?
But that's for me. What's going on, Tyler? So that for me is what you want to do defensively. You obviously want to play some press. You want to play some man. You want to play some zone. You want to give different looks. You want to figure out what is effective against Josh Allen. And I think this is something that Desai has been good at. But it's taking him a whole half a day to make those decisions. Want to be a little faster. Look at what's happening. Look at what is working, and make sure you make adjustments to that so that you're not seeing the same thing every time. Those are the type of things that the defense needs to do, and hit Josh Allen. Attack Josh Allen. Be aggressive with their line. Put their line on their back feet. They're not going to run the ball much. So it's the pass to Josh Allen. So that's what you need to be focused on, and making sure that you don't let the other guys get open because you're paying too much attention to Diggs, which is why I don't want anybody following him. Yeah, he's the most explosive guy. He's the guy that you have to be worried about, but you don't want to focus just on him and let other guys get off. Make sure you're attempting to kind of bottle up everyone. Make this something where they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. So they're just throwing the ball and hoping for plays. That's when you can get picks. That's when you can get Josh Allen to do what he does best and turn the ball over. So that's why I think the defense needs to do. Tyler, I know you're just hopping in, but basically we were talking about what do we our defense versus the forgot the name of the team already. The Bills offense.
Yeah, I think you said it best, man. Give them different looks. Stop leaving plays over the middle open. They've done that for majority of the season. They lucked out on that final play, the Chiefs game on Monday night, where a drop pass ended the game. You gotta stop letting these plays through. They gotta mix it up, play man, play zone, play press, play it all. Give them different looks. Make that offense confused. Make them confused, because when that offense is confused, you said it best. They are susceptible to picks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the Bills we're talking about. Josh Allen, teams have made him confused, and he's thrown so many picks. It's not even funny. They go from Super Bowl contenders to probably not even going to make the playoffs at this point. If they lose this game, goodbye. They're probably not even going to win another. Honestly, I think they're not going to win another game. But yeah, you gotta play different coverages, multiple coverages to actually confuse this offense. They've not done that yet, so they've got to do that. And you said it too, like they don't adjust till the second half every single time. You got to adjust on the fly. You got to adjust. If one play ain't working, do something else. Play a different coverage. See if that works. If that doesn't work, do something else. Like you can't adjust after one half every single game for the last 10 weeks. You can't do that. You can't.
Right.
Last guy that tried that got burnt. Well, the last guy didn't try that at all. He got burnt in the Super Bowl. But make adjustments when you have to make adjustments. That doesn't mean second half. That means if a play isn't working, adjust. Adjust.
Preach. I mean, preach. For real.
All right, so we got a Facebook user that hits us with a DSV, so we'll take that. What's going on? So I don't know, we're just gonna roll on. Offensively, Eagles offense, Bills defense. Diva, will start with you, then we'll go with Tyler, DV, Wide, and then I'll go last, of course. What do you think our offense needs to do to affect their defense?
Run the ball.
And get these points that we don't be getting. I know the first thing you're going to say, and I agree with it, but what else?
Run the ball some more. I mean, we're doing everything else like we're supposed to besides running the ball. I mean, that's what we need to do. Run the ball. You run defenses down when you pound the ball. It's simple. Like, we're doing everything else besides running the ball. I got no more for you. I'm sorry. Like that's it. Run the ball. Like, run the freaking ball. That's it. You got so many backs that you're not using effectively because you don't know how to use them effectively. That's their fault. Like, we see it. All the fans see it, but nobody else see it. So really the one thing is run the ball and stop throwing the ball so much. That is how you're going to efficiently win. That's how we won the Super Bowl, was running the ball. Running it down their throats, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got no more for you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just going to keep hearing me say that until we run the ball, because that's one thing we're not doing. That's why we can't blow teams out. That's why we can't sometimes open up the field for certain players, because we're not running the ball. Running the ball opens up the field, man. It's basic football fundamentals. All right.
Tell them why you mad, son. Tell them why you mad, son.
Bag is gonna run the ball, man. Dang, at least Steichen knew how to do that. His funky self.
Tyler, what you got, man?
First off, I agree. Run the ball. I can't believe we're saying this after 10 weeks, but run the damn ball. Also, enough with the screen passes on first and long, second and long, third and long. Don't do that. Because last time we did that last Monday, evidently it didn't work. So stop doing that. Stop with the whole quarterback draw half the time. We don't need to do that. We got a running back. His name is DeAndre Swift. If you didn't know, run with him. But yeah, you just stop with the mindless play calls for one, and for two, I agree. Run the damn football. We've been saying this for weeks.
DB, what you got, bro?
I'm gonna say this, right? So yeah, we can run the ball all we want this game. But the truth of the matter is the Bills is coming in desperate. Because they lose today, they 566. If they lose today. So now you run the ball, yeah, be effective, then they adjust. Once they adjust, now you got to scheme people open against these linebackers because their linebackers is there. You know, you got Von Miller, you got these other guys out there that could get to the quarterback, man. You know, you got a guy, I think Onk said it earlier. The other guy, he got 9 sacks on the season. So you got to be, wary about him, especially because Lane Johnson is out. So yeah, I'm with you guys running the ball, but also I do want to get the linebackers taken out of the game so we can attack the middle of the field. And also I don't want to get so greedy whereas though that we're attacking their secondary because right now they're in the middle of the pack. They're about a little above average. I think they 15th in the league. Secondary wise. So I want to, mix it up. We just talk about adjusting on defense. We have to adjust on offense too. It can't just be, run, even though we're screaming at the top of our lungs about it, but it has to make sense also. Whereas though that, it's kind of situational and a lot of situations is run the ball. I agree with y'all, Tyler, Diva, wholeheartedly. But you also got to throw in some quick slants. You also got to throw in some things to protect your quarterback. That's the number one thing. Protect the quarterback. Make sure this pass rush is not getting to him. And then also, I already know they're going to try to at least either force feed AJ because he only had one catch for 8 yards last game. They're going to try to do that. They're going to try to do certain things. Yeah. And I think that watching the game, because a lot of people watch that game with us in Kansas City, what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to mask what they did to AJ Brown. Now it's up to Jalen Hurts if he want to take those chances or not. He took those chances against the Titans last season. He took that chance against other teams like Steelers and everything. Will he do that this game? Look, all I'm saying is that we just gotta mix it up. Be able to tackle the weakest part of the defense, and then once you do that, you capitalize off of that. It should be. I'm not going to say an easy win, but it should be a simple game call from Brian Johnson, and that's what I'm be looking at this game. Take that off.
It'd be happy if I take the mute off, right? So Cole's Cowboys says Eagles got this. Appreciate you watching, Coles. I hope you're right, brother. I hope you're right. But hey, I ain't counting nothing until the game happens, but I do believe we're gonna win this. What you got, man?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much exactly what everybody else said. Got to run the ball. Not only that, you need to have some consistency on offense, like I mentioned before. And a big part of that is trying to combat the blitz that they're inevitably going to be using against us a lot. I mean, we've been seeing it all season. All these teams are trying to blitz Jalen Hurts as much as possible to get him uncomfortable. Sometimes he holds the ball a little bit too long. You got to learn how to throw it away. But you also got to draw up some plays to get the ball out of his hands as quick as possible. Draw up some quick slants. Use the screen game whenever you need to. Don't force it like they were against the Chiefs and a couple other teams. I don't know. You just got to stay consistent and try to utilize some plays that are different from the 15 that you call every single game. It seems like I talked about it last week on the show. It seems like they call the same 10, 15 plays every single game, and they just switch it up from there. Utilize something different. Bring something more creative into the fold here. Try to show us something we haven't seen all season. Utilize a lot more of the dual running backs that you have on some of these plays and some of these drives. I don't know. I feel like they just got to get creative with it and get the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands as fast as possible and let the running backs do everything else you need to. You don't need to be running it with Jalen Hurts nearly as much as you have been.
Yeah, I think you got to control the tempo. You have to play this game at the speed you want to play, which is methodical. You take your time for the plays. You read the defense as it comes up to the line. You give yourself time to have enough time on your play clock to read the defense and make adjustments that you need to make. Big point is something Jalen Hurts did last week. To throw to Smitty for the touchdown. That was an audible from Jalen Hurts, right? The interception that was thrown at A.J. Brown's calf, that was A.J. and Hurts not being on the same page. My opinion, Hurts misread it. A.J. ran what he was supposed to run because the play was to go inside, but if he goes inside, he's running into the defense. He cuts up. There's nothing but green in front of him. Jalen's got to make sure he sees that and makes that adjustment because they have enough chemistry between those two guys where that shouldn't be an issue. Also, take what's available. I say this a lot of weeks, but take what's available. DV said it exactly how I was going to say it, so I'm not going to re-say it. I'm just going to kind of restate what he said. There's going to be points in the game where you can run. Those points in the game where you can run, you run, right? When the run is working, stick to it. When they make an adjustment, because everybody else's defensive coordinators make adjustments before halftime. When they make an adjustment and take that away, there's this thing that we have not used all season. It's a dirty P word, apparently, in the new Eagles offensive facility, which is play action. Like you fake like you're going to run the ball, and your receivers go. I mean, I know it's wild again. I know it's a lot of wild stuff I'm talking about on here. And you throw the ball, and then the guy's probably single covered, if he's covered at all, because they expect you to run because you've been running the ball. But you can't run play action if you run the ball 10 times a game, 15 times a game. You can't run play action because everybody knows it's going to be either play action or a real run. So you've got to do that more. You've got to get teams to buy into the fact that you will run the ball. The reason we had 2 1,000-yard receivers last year, right, and we've already got A.J. Brown at 1,000 10 games into the season is because we got away from running the ball. The yards that AJ has amassed are taken away from the running game, and that's not AJ's fault, and it shouldn't. I'll tell you why it shouldn't. AJ Brown should have all the yards he has, but all these times where we're getting 3 and outs, where we're throwing the ball 5, 6, 7 times in a row, 3 and out, we come back, we throw the ball 3 more times, we run the ball 1 time, we don't get 20 yards, and then we go back to throwing the ball another 7, 8 times. These have got to stop. We have got to do a better job of being consistent. Looking at what the team is giving you. Jalen Hurts, I've said it before, I've said all season, I'm going to continue to say it. You're the big money man now, bro. You start making those decisions. All they can do is come on the side and say, oh, why did you do that? You tell them why. You keep it moving. You're the guy. They'll be going before you. So you got to go out there. You got to look. You're playing. You're seeing the field. You're seeing the things. You're feeling the hits. You're understanding where the pressure is going to come from. You're understanding where you can make moves, where you can get things. Audible, bro. Keep audibling. You know what I'm saying? You make a mistake. It is what it is. But I do want you to hold on to the ball. You haven't been throwing picks, but you've been fumbling. So we got to work on fumbling. We got to work on you holding on to the ball and not fumbling. Again, take what you're given. If it's the big play, take it. If it's not there, don't just throw it because A.J. Brown can outman everybody. Find what's open. Milk some clock. Running helps with that. Screen passes to the right people, not to Julio Jones, but to a Swift. Maybe that's where Gainwell can possibly gain well if you give him 3 blocks. The halfback wheel I was talking about earlier, slants, crossing routes, some deep routes, some post routes, some counters, everything. Use the playbook. Actually use the playbook. It's okay to not try to hide everything to the playoffs. Because if you mess around the way we're going, a couple of teams smack us in the face and things can be a lot different. So let's go ahead and keep this lead, man. Buffalo, like King DV said, they're desperate. They need this win. But Philly needs this win too, because Philly's got 3 more losable games. It's really looking like 2 more now because Seattle kind of tripping, but theoretically 3 more games that they could lose. So every one of these games we need wins in, right? We're not going to win them all, I don't believe, but let's start out with 2. Let's get to 10 wins. Let's get double-digit wins. It's the Eagles, 4:25, the game about to start. So any last words before we get off here so we can watch this game?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
That's it.
All right, y'all. Hey, wherever y'all watching the game at, make sure y'all enjoy it. Tune in. Win or lose, you know where to find your peoples on a Wednesday. You know, check Key DV, his content out. Check Tyler out with the Sports and Wrestling Connection. And we're going to catch y'all next week before the game.
#BeElite.